Hi, I'm Kathy and welcome to our channel. This portion of Spinifex Trek and Trail is dedicated to the creation of keto, low-carb, hiking-friendly food. So come along and step into my kitchen as we start. Today we are making powdered almond milk by dehydrating our own. So we'll need 1 litre of almond milk unsweetened, a measuring cup, a stapler, and of course our baking paper. Take a tray from your dehydrator and rip off a piece of paper that is slightly larger than your tray. I then fold up the edges of all 4 sides, approximately 1 to 1.5 centimetres. That will depend on how many trays you're going to use and how much space is in your dehydrator. I find I can fit 250 ml onto each tray, 4 trays, and 4 trays will fit nicely into my machine. I then staple the corners so the milk doesn't run off. I find this the most effective way. Now open your almond milk, give it a good shake first. There is sediment in almond milk. Measure out a cup if that's what you're doing over 4 trays. And pour very gently onto your tray. If you go too fast, it will push one of the edges over and spill it. I have done many times. Very carefully put the tray into your dehydrator and repeat 4 times. Remember, you don't want it too thick, so better to have more trays of less milk than a couple of full ones. It does take longer to dry out if you have too much. I then put it on at 70 degrees. After about 5 hours, check it. The top tray or 2 often is quite dry and you can take them out, or you can just swap them around with the bottom ones, which take a bit longer in my machine. But definitely start checking from 5, and it's always done by 7. Once it's all dry, you'll know because there are no pale wet spots. It's a very dry, thin, crispy finish. Now, after much experimenting, I have figured out that a large plastic freezer bag is the way to go. It's very crumbly once you try and get it off the paper, so it's best to try and collect it in one hit. So I very carefully have a bag that's larger and then place the sheet into the bag and just give it a squeeze. It just falls off by itself. You might have to scrape a few bits off at the end that might be a bit stuck. You can't unfortunately reuse the paper as it does dry out rather crispy and get holes. Now I've bought myself a very fine spice grinder. I also have the scales. It does take quite a few attempts. You need to kind of mix it up and move some of the larger pieces that might get stuck. It's not going to be perfect, but it does get it ground down. Now I weigh my powder so I know how much to use to make up the amount that I want later. This litre made 29 grams and it made 1.03 ounces. What you see here is 2 litres dehydrated. To make my calculations on usage, I work on about 950 mils. 2 teaspoons or 10 mils plus 125 mils of water will give me half a cup of milk. Thanks for coming cooking with me today. If you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up. Hope to see you next time. Bye.